Refined, word travels fast when the food is this good.
I get a text message from my crew that's like, we think Tyra Banks and Chris Rock is coming, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
We make a reservation at the hottest restaurant in town. Plus, talk about an experience that's out of this world.
Troy, what is this? I feel like I'm on like the set of Star Trek or something.
One of the most powerful telescopes in the world is right here in Washington, and it's free for anyone to use. Then, time to get wet.
So you don't put a worm on that? No?
No worms. No worms in fly fishing.
I get a lesson in fly fishing from a teacher who breaks the mold. Seattle Refined starts now.
Hi everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gart Swanson. We're at Shosho Marina today. Here at Refined, we love discovering delicious new places to dine. So when we saw that Ravenna's June Baby restaurant made Eatery's brand new 12 Best Restaurants in America list, we just had to bite.
June Baby just opened its doors this past May, and since then, people have been in a swoon over their mouth-watering Southern-style dishes. We caught up with the owner and chef, Eduardo Jordan, to get a taste of what makes this spot so special. It's not every day that people line up to eat at a Seattle restaurant, but at June Baby in Ravenna, this is the scene almost every night.
Those in the know arrive early.
All right, come on in.
Word is out about this hot spot,
Right behind you guys.
where Chef Eduardo Jordan cooks up authentic Southern dishes.
We have about 70 seats in here, and at any given day at 5:15, all of these seats can be filled. This restaurant was built with the notion that I can drop this restaurant in Georgia, I can drop it in Alabama, I can drop it in Mississippi, and it'll stand toe-to-toe with any of those great Southern restaurants there. We do a lot of okra. This is like a take on how my mom used to cook her oxtails. And so on the menu it reads Mama Jordan's oxtails.
Born and raised in Florida, Eduardo moved to the Northwest a few years ago to give Seattle that Southern charm. And people are eating it up. But June Baby wasn't his culinary plan.
I ate Southern food all my life. I've been around Southern food all my life. The last thing I wanted to do was cook Southern food as a chef. Don't be giving away the secrets. It's easy to categorize me as a black chef, as a Southern chef. It's too easy to do that, and I didn't want that. I want people to recognize me for my culinary talents, and I wanted to kind of flex my muscles essentially, and not like be like a single category kind of chef from the start.
That's why Eduardo went for something different for his first restaurant in Seattle.
The restaurant that I opened, Solari, it's built on like Italian and French concepts, and that was me as a chef.
But then the unexpected happened. A building opened up just a few blocks away from Solare.
I didn't want anyone else to take my business. I saw it as an opportunity to do something here or allow competition to come in. So, being that I'm a businessman, I, jumped and then thought about like what I wanted to do, and it naturally came to me to do something that was like dear to my heart. Something that came natural to me from a food standpoint, and it was Southern food because that's what I was born on. My dad is stoked because the name is after him. The restaurant is named after him, June Baby. That was his nickname as a kid.
It didn't take long for people to take notice. June Baby made Eater's Best New Restaurant in America list, and even got the stamp of approval from celebs Tyra Banks and Chris Rock.
The funny part about that, I was actually out of town that day, and I get a text message from my crew that's like, we think Tyra Banks and Chris Rock is coming, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And they held it down. Like, from what I heard, Tyra did some research and she wanted to come here, so she kind of drug him here. They enjoyed everything. I think they were mad that they didn't get the fried chicken, but they didn't realize that's only on Sunday.
Celebrity status or not, everybody has to wait their turn if they want to eat at June Baby.
We don't do reservation. I wanted to treat it just like an old school mom and pop restaurant in the South. Everyone is equal. Bill Gates walked in here, he's gonna wait. If there's a wait, he's gonna wait.
Hungry for more June Baby? Head to SeattleRefined.com and check out our online photo gallery.
From Southern fare to East Coast cold cuts, Seattle's restaurant scene is getting an injection of Big Apple attitude.
According to Eater.com, the city's Capitol Hill neighborhood is getting a New York-style Jewish deli called Dingfelder's. It's reportedly set to open this spring on Pine Street. The owners promise authentic New York flavors, which means piles of corned beef, pastrami, and more. Yum!
If you're a fan of the show, you know we love to shoot for the stars, literally.
We found one observatory in Goldendale, Washington, where you can see the stars so clearly, you almost feel like you can reach out and touch them. Our John Prentice takes us to this unique place.
Located just over the Cascade Mountains near the banks of the Columbia River, Goldendale, Washington is another world. The small town is flanked by stunning vistas in every direction, and it sure is beautiful.
Well, this is one of the most fantastic areas in the state of Washington, actually in the Pacific Northwest region. So you have Mount Adams to the north, you've got Mount Hood just on the other side of the river down the Columbia.
Lem Pratt from Washington State Park says there are plenty of places to camp, hike, and take in the scenery around here, but some of the most spectacular sights in Goldendale can only be seen after the sun sets. From the Goldendale Observatory, it's not your average state park. Troy Carpenter runs the joint.
This is an unusual place because the public observatory, and those are not common. It's also unusual because it has a large telescope that you might expect to be associated with a research facility because it's so big, and you actually get to look through it.
So just how big is this telescope? Troy says it's one of the 3 largest telescopes in the world, open to the public. It was built by a group of science buffs back in the 70s to take full advantage of Goldendale's nearly ever-present clear skies and bountiful darkness.
How dark does it get out here in Goldendale?
It gets dark enough that you can easily see the Milky Way from horizon to horizon.
Wow.
Okay, so it's dark enough out here to see almost anything in the cosmos, but how far can I see with this telescope? Time to find out.
Troy, what is this? I feel like I'm on like the set of Star Trek or something.
I like that, I was going for that. Yeah, so this is actually an accurate simulation of the sky right now.
So we can see anything on this map?
Yeah.
Can we go to Saturn?
Saturn's a very popular target, so I'm going to select it. Here we go.
Engage. Troy tells the telescope to look for Saturn, and as if by magic, the Goliath spyglass starts to rotate and pivot, searching for everyone's favorite rain gas giant, Saturn.
All right, so just look right in here, huh?
Yes.
Holy smokes, that's just Saturn. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. How far away is that?
It's almost 1 billion miles, tonight specifically. It's almost 1 billion miles. And you're looking back in time about 87 minutes.
This is awesome.
Yes. That's how long it took the light to get here.
The rings, they're spectacular.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for letting me come down here. This is super cool.
No problem, that's what we do.
John Prentice, Seattle Refined.
If that story left you with stars in your eyes, you can see more stunning shots from the Goldendale Observatory at SeattleRefined.com.
The stars will also be shining on stage right here in Seattle. Broadway at the Paramount just announced its 2018-2019 season, and some amazing shows are coming to town.
Here are just some of the highlights. It all gets started in June when the musical version of The Color Purple comes to town. Then in December, prepare to be blown away by the stage adaptation of The Lion King. And we know it's a ways off, but mark your calendar for January 2019, when the Tony Award-winning sensation Dear Evan Hansen hits town. To see the full lineup of shows, log on to our website. Coming up on Seattle Refined, not every restaurant can claim to be kayak-friendly.
I live on a houseboat actually just across the lake from here, and have literally paddled here.
We pay a visit to a waterfront hotspot where the food gets raves and the views can't be beat. But first, yes guys, she does exist.
Look at that. That was a great cast.
Not bad, huh?
We hit the road and hook up with a fly fisherman who could be on the cover of Field and Stream.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Gard Swanson. Well, if you're an avid hiker, you know some of our region's most amazing trails are covered with snow this time of year, unless you know how to snowshoe.
Snowshoeing isn't brain surgery, but you do need to have a little instruction and the right equipment before you tromp off down the snowy trail. Refined.com contributor Rebecca Mongrain has a great write-up to get you started. Just log on and search for A Beginner's Guide to Snowshoeing.
Sticking with our outdoor theme, you know one of the things I love about this job is the chance to hang out with cool people.
So when I got the opportunity to hit the Colorado Rapids with a professional fly fisherman, I jumped at the chance. Let's just say she isn't what you might expect. Now I'm totally hooked, and that's no fish story.
There's so many elements to fly fishing, you know, it's relaxing, it's addicting, it's fun.
Meet Maddie Brennan. She may look like a supermodel, but she's more likely to grace the cover of Field and Stream.
I've been a guide for 2 years, and I absolutely love it.
Maddie is a professional fly fisherman here in Grand County. For Maddie, it's just in the blood.
I grew up fishing as a little girl. My parents are Canadian, and we would go up to Canada during the summers and fish. And I learned to fly fish when I was 15.
And she never stopped, not even when she went away for school.
So I went to college at the University of Puget Sound.
Did you ever fish in Seattle, fly fish?
Yeah, I did.
Where?
I did a lot of I fished a lot for the Sea Run Cutthroat. So my boyfriend and I would go over to Bainbridge Island, and we'd go underneath the bridge, and they almost come in schools in a way, and you cast them, and they're beautiful fish.
But enough small talk.
Follow me this way.
I came here for a fishing lesson.
So we're gonna head right over here and get in the river.
And where are we exactly?
So we're on Willow Creek, and the Willow Creek it's a beautiful stream, and it actually flows into the Colorado. So it feeds a lot of our Colorado River, which is a huge river in this area.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah, it's stunning.
And what kind of fish are we going to catch in here?
In our creek, we have mostly rainbow trout, but there are also brook and brown trout. They're just a little bit more rare.
Okay, so before we go, what do I do?
On my fly, right now, I have a little fly called a woolly bugger, and what this looks like to a fish is, it looks like another small minnow or fish swimming around.
So you don't put a worm on that? No?
No worms. No worms in fly fishing. So we're gonna practice a little bit of our casting technique. One thing to remember is you're always gonna have the line in your left hand at all times. As I'm casting, the line's in my left hand to hold the line as it comes back and let it shoot out as it goes forward. I want you to just take one kind of throw with it, and now we should bring it back again. And the other thing to remember is you don't want to break your wrist. Once you lay that cast down, put that line into your finger and pull it in slowly.
Okay.
While the fish weren't biting on this day, Maddie says you can't take it personally.
So do you catch a fish every time you go out?
I wish. That'd be pretty cool.
You do, don't you?
No, I don't. You know, fishing, it's so off and on, and conditions can be absolutely perfect, and sometimes you don't catch a fish.
Right.
So that's just part of it. And then there's other days when, for whatever reason, you catch more than you can count. And so it kind of, I don't know why that works sometimes. Maybe you're figuring it out, maybe you're not, but sometimes the fishing is just fishing. That's good. That's much better. Look at that. That was a great cast.
Not bad, huh?
Yeah.
Fly fishing guide Maddie Brenneman has become a star on and off the stream. You can check out her latest exciting adventures on Instagram, where she has over 100,000 followers. And go to SeattleRefined.com to see our entire Colorado adventure. Coming up on Refined, do you have a sign on your desk that says, "Don't talk to me until noon"? We'll show you how you can become a morning person. Plus, inside a Seattle restaurant known for its seafood and scenery.
Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. You know, Seattle has so many unique restaurants. There's something for every palate. But as Washington Grown's Christy Goranson discovered, it's not every restaurant where you can show up by paddling up in your kayak.
Westward is a water-inspired restaurant right on the north shores of Lake Union in Seattle. It celebrates Northwest cuisines with a creative water-inspired menu.
They have a really unique menu. They have great oysters.
Guests can sit and enjoy their food right on the shore and can even arrive by boat, kayak, or paddleboard.
I live on a houseboat actually just across the lake from here, and have literally paddled here, so it's very kayak friendly.
The interior is quirky and quintessentially Northwest, a design that landed the restaurant a James Beard Award nomination.
Northwest shabby chic with the nautical theme going on, and the water view feels like Seattle.
Chef and owner Josh Henderson wants to make sure every one of his customers has a good time.
Westward is a place we want you to have fun and feel like you're somewhat at a little bit of a Mediterranean Hamptons beach party in a way. The vibe here is obviously very whimsical and fun. We have pictures of Bill Murray up there, and we have a big boat, and we have the Adirondack chairs and a big fire pit.
The view isn't the only thing that keeps Westward's customers happy. It's also the fresh, local, and seasonal menu.
Good, fresh Northwest food, especially their seafood, is amazing.
Look for more stories like that one from our friends at Washington Grown every week here on Seattle Refined.
If you're in the mood to escape from reality, a bunch of great movies are hitting theaters this week, including some big-time Oscar bait.
Mon amour, avant d'avoir eu vent de vous.
The visually stunning The Shape of Water is playing right now. It's the story of a deft cleaning woman who falls in love with a sea creature at a high-security government lab. So yeah, it's a little unusual, but it's supposed to be amazing. It just took home a Golden Globe for Best Director. Also hitting theaters, The Phantom Thread. It reunites three-time Oscar winner Daniel Day-Lewis with director Paul Thomas Anderson. The two previously teamed up on There Will Be Blood. This time the story takes place in the London fashion industry of the 1950s. Sadly, Lewis says this will be his last role before he retires from film. Famous last words. If you're looking for something a bit more intense, the new Western Hostiles looks like a white knuckle ride. It stars Oscar winner Christian Bale as a U.S. cavalry officer escorting a Native American war chief and his family back home to Montana in 1892. Rosamund Pike and Ben Foster round out the cast. Finally, I'll admit, I know next to nothing about the new indie film Leisure Seeker, but it looks pretty intriguing. It's the story of a runaway couple who embark on one last adventure in their RV before his Alzheimer's disease and her cancer take their lives. It stars Donald Sutherland and Oscar winner Helen Mirren. We'll be right back, but first, this refined, shareable moment.
Okay, we're gonna make the famous donut grilled cheese. So first we start off with the glazed donut. We slice it in half, and then we butter it up, place it on the grill, and then put heaps of shredded mozzarella on top, and then we cover it. So the steaming process actually melts the cheese faster. It's actually inside out, so the cheese is on the glaze, and then you get the effect when it cooks together. It just marries and creates like a perfect blend. Then we actually put it on top of a pool of tomato soup. We like mozzarella because it has a better stretching process, so when it's inverted over top of the tomato soup, it actually oozes right out. When they see it come to the table, the patrons are like, oh wow, like, you know, it's like amazing, you know? Because nobody expects a grilled cheese to be hanging from a hook, you know?
It's the perfect amount of sweet and salty in there. Oh my God.
Welcome back to Refined. As most of you probably know, Seattle Refined is much more than just a TV show. In fact, some of our best stories live on our website. Here's a roundup of some posts that really have people talking.
Seattle, pat yourself on the back. According to a new study in Wallet Hub, we are the 5th best city in the U.S. when it comes to having an active lifestyle. The study takes into account a number of items, including a city's walk score, the number of gyms and health clubs, as well as swimming pools. But another Northwest city actually topped us on the list. To find out which one, you're going to have to log on our website. Also on the site, if working out more is on your 2018 to-do list, but you haven't got to joining the gym yet, you could be in luck. January is not only a great time to commit to getting fit, but you can also find some smoking deals. Refined contributor Rebecca Mongrain discovered a handful of clubs offering free classes for newbies. A lot of folks like to get their workout in before work, and that means becoming a morning person. If getting up before the sun makes you a cranky customer, never fear. Our Refined.com team has come up with the secret to always getting up on the right side of the bed. Here's a hint. It starts with a big breakfast. To see the rest of the tips, you'll have to log on. Maybe you're already a morning person, but struggling to find balance in your life. Lagom may be your ticket to happiness. Lagom is a Swedish philosophy for living a balanced, happy life. Loosely translated, the word means not too little and not too much. It's actually a pretty fascinating concept, and if you'd like to give it a shot, you can read more on our website.
All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Gart Swanson. We'll see you next time right here on Seattle Refined.